Okay. All right. Well, hello everybody. Hi. Oh, hi, Mary Catherine. You're on here too. Hi,
Hi.
sweet. How you doing?
Good. I know this light looks really funny. We're redecorating our den, so sorry for the light coming down.
Wow, that's awesome. I was thinking that my light in here is like there's this weird chandelier, so it's kind of like I don't even know. It's kind of a weird light. So your light, it's kind of nice. You're like secret, like you can see your face. I love it. I love it. Okay, well, so first off, everybody, my big thing for tonight was I want to stick to 30 minutes because I want to be super duper respectful of your time. But my other thing that I really wanted to focus on, so I'm going to try to stick to 30 minutes if I can. My other thing that I wanted to really focus on was 2017. Like, I feel like we're all starting off. Some of us are coming off of Super Saturday. Some of us wanted to be there and couldn't. Some of us are trying to figure out what this is all going to be about, like what our plans are, what are, where to start, where to begin, and kind of really a fresh start. So a lot of us have had different systems and plans in place. Some of us have had no plans in place. Some of us are new ambassadors. Some of us have been involved for a while. So what I want to chat a little bit about was some of the takeaways from Super Saturday that we talked about. And then also, just get thinking about convention. I do know that some of y'all have already registered for convention, and some are up in the air whether or not you're going to register. But I really encourage you to attend if you can. I don't want you to kill yourself, but I want you to be there if you can. I know some of us were there last year. Mary Catherine was there, Sarah was there, I was there, Jen was there, and I don't know who else was on the call. So forgive me. I'm trying to keep track of everybody, but it is definitely something that you have to experience, and if you never have, it'll blow your mind on so many levels, but it will give you a bigger idea of the big picture. It will show you what the company is all about, how good they treat their people, where the company is going, and just so many other aspects of it, which is so great. And you get to meet so many amazing people and get to see so many incredible leaders. So I just wanted to put that bird in everyone's ear because I think it's really important to just set some goals to accomplish. Like if you do want to go, you can start saving and you can kind of get a plan in action. Don't just go into it blind. But Las Vegas was awesome and we all had a really good time. So if you're thinking about it, consider it. And then I know a lot of times a lot of this is repetitive, and I just feel like I needed to say it again because we did talk a lot about this at Super Saturday and sort of identifying why you're doing this. Like I said, I know some of you have done this before, but if you've never sat down and done a video like this where you're staring at me right now and actually recorded yourself talking about it, I encourage you to do it. Because if you don't know why you're in this company, or you don't know why you're trying these products, or you don't know why you're trying to build this business, trying to say it out loud is way different than writing it down. So I wanted to encourage everybody to try to video themselves, even if you're probably going to record yourself a few different times and stop and start. And it's really good because it will change. And one of the things that I personally, right now where I'm at in this journey, and I've been, a part of Plexus for over 2 years now, I'm sort of at a point where I'm ready to make some changes, not just with my business, but with my daily work method, and just sort of, focus, kind of hone in and focus on what I'm doing. I think a lot of us think we're being productive, but we're not. And we're trying to do certain things, and we might not be pointing those things in the right direction. But for anybody new on the call who hasn't been doing this, I really, really encourage you all to post on Facebook. I know a lot of people who are on this call right now already are doing that, but some of you are kind of coming back into it or just restarting the business. There's a couple of y'all on here, and I know that it doesn't make a lot of sense sometimes, but for the newbies who are coming in, I really encourage you to post. People need to know what you're doing. People need to know you're serious, and people need to know you're going to be consistent. So I really want to reiterate for everybody new to do that. Now, for me, I'm in a position right now, and for some of you who have been involved in this a little bit longer, I'm in a position where I'm ready to make some changes. I'm not going to stop posting because I do post every day, and sometimes I post way too many times a day. So I'm not saying that's not going to change, but I'm in a position right now, and as team members and sidelines and all that, where I want to try to make some changes, and I'm going to start thinking outside the box. I'm going to start doing some wacky stuff because I'm ready to be bolder than I've ever done before. And not that I don't want to follow the grain, because I obviously what Plexus is doing, it's working. But I'm starting to, like this morning, I met with a completely different MLM company. I met with one of their founders of the company, and I sat down with him and I just picked his brain. I want to know, what he thinks about certain things, what worked for him. I want to know how I can lead y'all and lead my team in a more positive direction, what I can do to help you, and what we can do together. I want to think kind of outside the box on some of these things. So another thing we're going to talk about is the daily stack. And Mary Catherine, you originally sent that to me, so thank you so much. If you don't have a daily routine, you need one. And I'm not saying that what mine is, the thing that I'm going to show you is going to be your end all be all, but what I'm encouraging you to do is find something that works for you. Lisa, I know you and I have had in-depth conversations the last week or so about this, and I want to screen share briefly with some of you, and I know a lot of you already have this, but I just want to screen share this with you guys real quick, okay? So this is the daily action stack that I want to focus on and show everybody. And like I said, you can tweak this to be beneficial to you, but I want you to start with this. If you don't have the time to do this every day, you need to do at least all the bullet points, but maybe just one of each thing. So I know everybody on this call is with me when we talk about where we're at spiritually, and where we're at in prayer, and where we're at with quiet time. I think it's super important. I don't care when it is. I don't care if it's at night. I don't care if it's in the morning, but I think we need to start that off. And this company as a whole believes in the very same thing. Like my faith means everything to me, so I really encourage people to do that. And whatever verse it may be, this particular piece had the Philippians 4:8, which I love, but whatever speaks to you, and I read a daily devotional, so whatever it's going to be for you, I encourage you to do that. As you scroll down, you're going to see a couple different points on here. This is a big thing, the friending 3 new people on Facebook. You even have recommendations for this, y'all. Facebook takes care of this for you. So even if you scroll through your your children's classmates and you friend some of their parents, or you met somebody in a group, like, you need to broaden your Facebook reach on that. So I want you to post every day, but I want you to make sure you're trying to add people. Even if it's I know a lot of people will do different mom groups and things like that. Try to add Facebook friends if you can. As far as the birthday goes, not everybody's going to have a birthday every day, but wish people happy birthday, y'all. There is an algorithm for all this Facebook stuff, and please, please, please be sure you're doing that. I know most of y'all do this anyway. Now, here's the bread and butter. This guy right here, contact 5 new people. Y'all, you can post on Facebook till you're blue in the face, but I will tell you right now, this is what is going to change for me. Not 1, not 2, not 3, 5 people every single day. One of the things the gentleman that I spoke with today said about another very successful gentleman, which is crazy because the MLM that he's a part of, there are no men. And I mean, there's limited men in Plexus. He would put 10 pennies in one pocket, and every time he talked to somebody, he would take 1 penny from one pocket to the other pocket. So he made sure if he didn't do that by the end of the day, he would either be calling people, or he'd find a way. And this gentleman, y'all, he would go up to a random person in the store and start talking to them. So when we talk about bold, that's out of my vocabulary. That whole thing, like walking up to somebody randomly in a car or in a store, would scare me half to death. So I really want to encourage people, like 5 people every day. And I don't care if it's a phone call. I don't care if it's a Facebook Messenger. I don't care if it's somebody at the gas station or Starbucks, wherever. We've got to do this. If you want to grow this business and you want to take this seriously, this is what you have to do. Facebook is only going to take you so far. Yes, it's going to grow your business. Yes, you can advance. But after some point, I don't want you to stop posting. Please don't mistake what I'm saying. I'm just saying you've got to reach out to people. There are still people that aren't on Facebook, y'all. There are still people. One of my customers is not on Facebook. She had no clue what I was talking about. She knew nothing of what I was posting. And she's my customer of a couple months now. But I couldn't even invite her to a opportunity meeting because most of the invites were all on Facebook. So I was like, or a Plexus Power Hour. So keep that in mind, please, please, please. When you're reaching out to people, I need you to follow up with people. The fortune's in the follow-up. People say that all the time. But again, if you're not following up with people, it doesn't matter. But this is awesome, y'all. Date this at the top of the day and write a scripture at the top of it. Write your goal for the day so that you know. And you can keep track of this, and you can thumb through these, put them in a binder, and you can go back. You can write notes. You can scribble. Nobody's going to see these but you. They are super, super helpful, and I have found this tremendously beneficial. And then, again, down here at the bottom, your Facebook posts, post 3 times. We say this all the time, and I know you guys know this, but please balance it out. We want to make sure we're not just doing product stuff and graphics. Graphics really aren't that great, y'all. If you can find something that connects you to the products, do that. And then follow up with one current customer. Just check in with them. How are you doing? What's your favorite? How's your energy level? What's your favorite product right now? When are you? I know we were working on the BioCleanse. When did you tweak that? Have you bumped it up to 2 yet? And then the 3-way calls and Facebook chats for all of the newbies who don't know a lot about the products. Let us help you. Let me help you. Let your upline help you. We can get on these 3-way calls or these Facebook chats, and let's get the information to the people that may not know it, and let us answer all those questions until you're sure, until you're ready. So I don't want to harp on this too much because I want to, just let y'all see everything. And I can email this to anybody that wants to, and I'm going to tweak it and probably make my own, to be honest. I've been talking about that for a while, but I'm actually putting this into action now, and I'm going to tweak it as I go on. So just take a peek through this, and I challenge each one of you to do this every day if you can. And like I said, you know what your time allots, but be sure that you're doing something like this. And I actually am to the point now where Facebook is important, but reaching out to your people, reaching out to those 5 new people every day, or 10 new pennies in your pocket every day, that is what I need y'all to do. You cannot go to the top, and you cannot be a diamond or a jewel unless you do that. And coming off of Super Saturday, y'all, like everything was about that, like identifying your why, figuring out how to connect to people. And listen, my thing I have a lot of team members that are on this, and I have or that are not on this call. If I could do this for you, I would. If I could reach out to those people for you, I would. But it's not going to be the same coming from me for the people that love you and care about you and know you. So you have to put that personal spin in it. I know that every single person, any person on this call takes this business serious and wants it enough that you can do this. Like, you are all on my dream team, every single person. And even if you're on my sideline, you are people that I wanted on my team and were on my dream team, or we're on my downline's dream team, which means we are one and the same. So I just needed you guys to hear that, because I can't do it for you, but I totally would. And I believe in every single one of you on this call. Like, I feel like we are family, and I want, like, listening to Amber and Angie this weekend, which Amber, if you guys have seen anything, she was the youngest diamond in the company at the time. Not there's been younger diamonds since then, but she's 25 years old, y'all. She's making a fortune. She's making over 6 figures at 25 years old. So I just really wanted to make sure that you know it's possible and we can do this. We just have to make sure that we're doing it. It's one thing to say you're doing all this stuff, and there's a lot of us who are like, well, I did it. No, you didn't do it. When you reach out to 5 people every day, you will be exhausted at the end of the day because it's hard work. Like, this isn't something like, that isn't going to, it's not something that's going to come easily. We are going to have to work hard, just like a 40-hour week. Like, if we want to make the money and we want to go to the top and we want to be successful and we want to help all these people, we have got to put in the time. And anybody that's successful in this business has made sacrifices. So, it's going to have to be like right now, I didn't get to put my little baby, I didn't get to put Brenner to bed tonight. That's a sacrifice. That's important to me, and I don't want to miss that kind of stuff, but you guys are important, and I wanted to make sure we did this. And one of the things that they kept saying this weekend was, it works. It works, but it's definitely worth it. Like, we have to work at it, and it will be worth all the work that we put into it. So one other thing that I did want to throw out, and this is just more of a time piece that they talked about, was if you can't commit to, people are like, well, how much time does that take? Like, I only can give, 1 hour, or I only can do this or that and the other thing. If you break it down in 15-minute increments, let's say you can't commit to the daily stack that I just showed y'all, but you can break it down into 15 minutes. Think of it like this. Think of it to committing to 1 hour a day and committing to 4 15-minute increments. So your first 15-minute increment is going to be when you're messaging those 5 or 10 people. So you're going to spend 15 minutes doing that. You probably can message more than 5 people in 15 minutes, but it depends how lengthy your messages are. Your second 15-minute interval are going to be following up with people. So the next 15 minutes, and I don't care if you do the messaging 15 minutes in the morning, and then 2 hours later, do your follow-up, 15 minutes of follow-up, and then 2 hours later, teach and train. You can teach your team, you can train yourself, but every day you need to be teaching and training yourself. And then the next 15 minutes, the next 15-minute increment can be recognition. And what I mean by recognition is, I mean Facebook, scrolling through Facebook, commenting on people's things, wishing people happy birthday, those types of recognition. So I know some of this seems elementary for some of you who've been doing this longer, but again, we've got people on the call that are just getting involved. But whatever it is that's going to work for you, I want you guys to know that I am here to do whatever I can for you. And I don't want it to be too overwhelming. That's the other thing. There's a lot of Facebook groups. There's a lot of Facebook events. But I will tell you right now, if you do this every day, I personally think that the Facebook events and the sip and sees are all bonus. That's all bonus stuff. This is what matters. These daily stack sheets, that hour you commit to, this is important. Coming to a training call is great. And I have to watch what I say because I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way, but you've got to do the legwork first to really, and then, work on the training part of all that stuff. The legwork is really, really, really what matters. So I'm trying to read some of your comments, and I hope there's not any questions, and I'll get to those later, but I just don't want anybody to give up. I know that there's going to be highs and lows. I have them at 2 years and 4 months going into this, but I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't passionate about it and I didn't care about it. And I know all of you wouldn't be on this call, and we all wouldn't be together, building relationships and growing businesses and growing together and helping people. I know most of this is driven on business, but anybody on this call cares about people more than life itself. Like, they just want to love on people. Otherwise you wouldn't be in this business. So yeah, Summer just said she loves a list to check off, and I am one of those too. I know if I have that piece of paper in front of me, I'm gonna be up like, oh my gosh, I didn't finish it. I'll be doing it, like it's like homework. I won't go to sleep unless it's done. So this is an awesome. Yeah, I have to have a list. Elizabeth said I have to have a list, and it will seriously help you. So I guess I don't want to forget anything. I wrote a bunch of notes, so sorry if I'm looking down a lot. I just didn't want to forget anything. You've got to be confident. You've got to be sure in yourself. Y'all, like I said, every single person on here is confident and can do this, but don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to just lay it all out there. It's like, what do you have to lose? Okay, they say no. Okay, they don't, they're not interested. They might not be now. I was one of those people that wasn't interested now. I didn't want Kate to even come anywhere near me. And she is one of my best friends, and I still didn't want her to come near me. So just be confident and don't be pushy. Autumn, I know you and I have had conversations about this. Like, we're so passionate. We don't want to come off pushy, but we're like so excited, and we know how much it can help people. So we just get like overwhelmed in the midst of all that. But it's every single person can benefit from one of these products. So don't feel like you're being too pushy, and it's going to be case to case. You're going to have to figure out what each particular person needs, but just keep sharing and keep doing what you're doing. And then I'm trying to think what else was my other thing. Yeah, so just don't we want to I'm almost running out of time. So I just really wanted to take some time, all this time tonight, to really to focus more than anything on figuring out what your plan of attack is going to be. So if you don't like my list, I encourage you to make your own, and you can bounce it off me. And I also I want to make sure that everybody on this call has a power partner, like a running partner. So that was another thing that I wanted to do for our team. I know some of you already have those, but within our team, I'd love for us to pair up and find somebody that you think can help you, that you can run with, that you can bounce ideas off of, that you can say, I'm having trouble with this, or I just got somebody, like, what would you say to somebody who said this? Like, I want us to sort of join together and pull together and have that. Elizabeth and Jen, I think you guys are partners, and I'm happy to pair people up, but I really wanted to make sure that we keep those connections, those daily connections going, and really work together to create that camaraderie within the team and find somebody that you can run with. So everybody on the call, I'll get with you guys and we'll try to pair everybody up. But for the last little bit, I wanted to thank you guys for getting on the call, because I know you're super duper busy. But is there anybody else, is there anybody on the call that would like to ask any questions or say anything or anything like that before we wrap up? Because I wanted to stick to 30 minutes.
I definitely want a copy of the list. I've been looking for a list like that. Like, I really like the list.
It is super, super helpful, and it will help you keep track of all those things and give you a checklist of things to do, so that you're sure you're covering all your bases, because it's very easily overwhelming getting caught up in training videos or Facebook world or any of that stuff. So does anybody else have any other questions for me? Hi, Pat. I just saw you just got on. How are you?
I'm fine, sorry.
No, you're fine. I recorded it too. We'll be able to.
I hit record. It said I need your permission.
Oh, to record it?
Yes.
I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you, because I've got the whole thing. That way you've got, you'll have the whole thing.
Okay, thank you very much.
No problem at all. Yeah, and you guys, we've got some new, one of the people on this call, her name's Summer, and it's Summer Green. I always want to call you by your maiden name, Summer, so sorry, but she was asking if y'all could friend request her, because Summer, oh, there she is. She's been a part of Plexus for a while, but she had a baby, and she's got 2 little cutie boys that she kind of just took a little breather, but she's back. So if you guys could friend request Summer, and some of y'all know Summer from school and all that good stuff. So where our kiddos go to school. So if you could friend request Summer, and Summer, I can give you some other people to friend request so that we're all together and reunited, rekindled. Anybody else have any questions for me? Lisa had something but can't. Yeah. Anyway, I just literally love every single one of you guys so much, and I just want us to think outside the box. Like, again, I know I keep saying that, but Facebook's only going to do so much. So at this point, the ball's in your court, and you've got to say, I want this, and I really, really want it, and I'm all in. And, just to kind of switch it up. Like Blake and I have started thinking we're bouncing stuff off of one another. We're going to start getting, he's going to start getting involved in it, because it's so funny how my perception of everything is versus his perception. It's so great, because we need to kind of tag team it. He's going to start doing some opportunity stuff with me, some different sip and sees, and bringing a perspective. He's like, y'all talk too much. They're too long. He's going to come in and snip, chop, and do all this stuff and switch it up. Too much information. Lock it up. Reel it in. You cannot keep people for 2 hours. You cannot do it. So we're just going to try some different stuff and really get creative, because I don't know about y'all, but I would really like to help people pay off some debt, keep getting healthy, and make some money. It'd be great. So this has just been a quick thing. And like I said, Pat, you weren't on the call earlier, but I would like to do this once a month just for our team, and try to stay in touch and just see each other, because the Team Plexus Emerald Coast calls are awesome, but sometimes it's just nice to see faces that we're super duper familiar with. So I want to do calls in addition to some of the other ones. But we have team calls every week that you can join in on, different trainings that are super helpful. And then we have a ton of YouTube videos also, Summer. So.
Well, I had to figure out this whole Zoom thing. So
yeah, I know. I know.
I'm an old lady now. You have to be patient with me. So.
You did good. You got on, and I'm impressed, because I still have trouble with Zoom sometimes, so don't feel bad. And I've been doing this for a while.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, thank you guys so much for signing on. Does anybody have anything else to say? I just really, really am excited to see what 2017 holds for all of us, and I just want to get this ball rolling, snowball it, baby. I want to woo! I just want it to go crazy.
Hey, Sarah.
Yeah.
It's Lisa.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good. I was wondering about who here is usually using a tickler file to help keep track of who they speak to about their issues, their needs, the date they spoke to them, and the potential follow-up date and that sort of thing. I'm just curious who's using that method.
I am not.
I should be.
Yeah.
What do you use? What do you use?
Are you asking me, Lisa?
Yes. Yes.
I just use good old school pen and paper, baby. I write it in my calendar, I write it in my calendar who I need to follow up with and that kind of thing. I'll write their name and that kind of thing. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. I need a better system for follow-up stuff. I like this paper route, but it is pretty old, it is pretty ancient. It would be nice to be able to search somebody's name and have every single date and I don't know enough about that format to say one way or another. So I would have to do some research on that particular.
Emily Roberts has a video on it and just talking about it, but just because I took medical coding, I can share real quick if you have a minute, but it's up to you.
Yeah, we don't have, it's going to cut us off here in a second, Lisa. So if you think, because I blocked it to only a certain amount of time, but yeah, you can start and then we can always revisit this another time for sure. Or you can send us all that video.
Okay. It's just basically a little plastic file box or coupon thing, whatever you want to use. And then you would make a week card, you know, a divider for every week of every month. You have every month in there as well. And then say if you have the person, you spoke to them on a certain date, you want to follow up 2 weeks later, then you stick them in the week that you need to follow up with, because during the 1st through the 7th, you're going to say, oh, who am I going to follow up with this week? And then the 8th through the 15th, who am I following up? You know, put it in your calendar, all that good stuff too. But yeah, I'm trying to put mine together.
I think we have another sideline team member that does something very similar to that. I think it's Kara. I can't remember if it's Kara or if it's, I'm not sure, but she does something very similar to that. And I'm not sure if she saw Emily's video or not, but she's really found that it's super beneficial for follow-up purposes. I mean, at the beginning, it's manageable because you only have so many customers and you only have so many, but it spirals pretty quickly. And, you know, I use my back office reports a lot. Like I'll do a customer report and print it that way for customers who I'm following up with, you know, on that end. But as far as, I like that system because a lot of us like to see things. We're visual people. We like to be able to hold like cards and things like that are a nice option. So I like that idea.
Yeah, I just wondered if